So I hope I didn't say anything stupid.
I
Oh,
wonder.
wow.
I'd have to watch the video now too to see if the video shows the countdown,
The
like how we see
5, 4,
it on our
yeah,
end.
yeah.
Yeah.
Or do I just sound like a crazy person wearing the same T-shirt again with a drunk Oscar the Grouch and
That's a great tea.
a grouchy cat? Yeah.
Great tea.
Ethan, what are you eating?
I'm actually eating a Moroccan style stew that I made a few days ago. It was a recipe that I got from my friend Tyler, who I'm
Tyler.
sure, Tyler up in Syracuse, who Colin knows. Matt, you met? Well, you've heard about Tyler, but you guys have never actually met, right?
I think I confuse Tyler and Chris, right?
Yeah, probably. Tyler's like a beer connoisseur. Although
Yeah,
Chris is too. Chris brews his own beer.
yeah. Chris is from Fulton, though.
Yeah, that's right.
So, yeah, okay. I
Yeah.
just doxed your friend, but
Yep. That's fine. But yeah, I got to say I'm pretty. I don't make super involved meals that much, but I have to say I'm pretty happy with how this one turned out. It's got a lot of shit and it's pretty tasty.
if is Tyler still in Syracuse?
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
Tyler, if you listen, message me and we'll send you some other half from like this way.
Mm-hmm. I doubt he
from
listens,
like that.
but
Well, that's why it's like that's a big if, right? You know.
yeah.
Oh, and
If he
Ethan,
does, he would be into
you
that.
just froze like this. Ethan's choppy.
Why is my
He
internet
froze like this.
Why is my internet being so fucking shitty?
I mean, we can at least
Am I
hear
back?
you, right? You're not on this podcast for your looks, so none of us are.
This is super annoying. Can you hear me?
This is why people listen to us.
No, this is what they want.
Now we can.
What the fuck? I wonder.
So anyway, what goes into a Moroccan stew?
Well, can you still hear me? Can you even hear
Colin,
me?
is this just going to be you and me tonight? I think it's just going to be you and me tonight. I can hear you. You
Yes.
can't hear me, apparently.
We can hear.
No, I can't hear you. You asked me what goes into a Moroccan stew, but I'm making sure before I answer that you can hear me.
Yeah. Yeah, well,
Yeah,
but
yes?
now it's not lining up with your face. Yeah, we can hear you, but your lips are moving, but your words are not. Okay, maybe now?
Yeah. Wait, hold on. Do you think it would have
Okay.
something to do with the fact... Okay, so my one roommate is on a video call. He does a game night with his friends, so he's on a video call. And then my partner is downstairs with a friend of ours playing a video game on the computer, on like a fancy computer downstairs. I'm wondering if just like everything like is getting eaten up too much, all the bandwidth or whatever.
Think about it this way. You've got like one door and you've got like 800 people trying to squeeze through it right now. That's why.
So there we go.
So do this. Turn your camera off.
Okay.
Yeah, we don't need to see you.
I mean, we'll miss out on all of our mukbang features here with Ethan Eats Moroccan Stew.
I'll tell you about it. Can you hear me?
Okay, yeah. So you sound not choppy anymore. So tell.
Yeah.
All right, maybe that'll help. Maybe I'll turn off this echo cancellation.
Stew.
Hold on a second. I want to build the suspense. Okay, this is the most suspenseful episode we've ever had. Our listeners are dying for this answer now. 2 minutes and 49 seconds into the podcast, and they are just like, they're screaming. They're screaming at their mobile device right now.
Wait, 2 minutes and 4. I've got 4 minutes right now.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I got 4 minutes and 3 seconds.
Okay, wow. So apparently my computer really was struggling there. Okay, so 4 minutes, even more suspense, even better. Okay, so Moroccan stew. There is chicken, which is seasoned with salt, pepper, cumin, coriander, and red pepper flakes.
Okay.
There are a bunch of chickpeas, aka garbanzo beans. There are Rotel tomatoes, which are also mixed with chilies. They come in a can like that. They're a specific type of tomato with chili peppers in them. There's crunchy peanut butter, believe it or not.
Wow.
There is kale, and there is cilantro, and there is chicken broth. And I serve it, eat it over rice. I think that's everything. It's like a really nice flavor. Yeah.
Yeah, good. That sounds good.
I really like it. Yeah. So I need to use
a lot of things in it.
Yeah, I need to use like less peanut butter next time, I think, but or healthier peanut butter because I just bought like regular basic peanut butter, which is just not healthy. But
You got to use that all natural
yeah,
peanut.
exactly. I just love peanut butter so much, and I was just like, oh, it'll be great. But like even a small amount of peanut butter is like full of fucking calories and fats and cholesterol and whatnot.
Not much cholesterol and
Oh,
good fats.
yeah,
Poly and monounsaturated fats, they are actually good for you.
yeah, but I think there's also a lot of saturated fat, which is not good for you,
I
right?
don't believe so.
Really?
Peanut butter nutrition facts.
Let's see. Not terrible.
Yeah,
Well,
so it's
okay. Yeah, but okay, but 16%, the one that I pulled up for smooth style, but that's only in 2 tablespoons. That's the thing, right? So like that
but
shit adds up.
you got the poly and mono unsaturated fats, which are good for
Yeah.
you.
And I guess the one thing in this case is it made a huge portion. It made a huge batch. So like even whatever like fat or sugar that is not ideal, it got like spread out over like a ton of different foods. So it got diluted, But
I'm a big
yeah.
fan of the put everything in a giant pot method of cooking. Like
Yes,
that is
Yeah.
just good for me, whether it's a stew or a chili or
dude.
my mom's famous Tuscan soup.
When you
Yeah.
talked about what your mom does with the leftover turkey and everything, I was like, that's genius.
Yeah, you cook the carcass down,
Yeah.
pull the bits of meat off, you make turkey noodle soup. Oh my goodness.
Mm.
Woo.
Yeah.
Ooh, it's like my favorite. I like that more than Thanksgiving dinner. I look forward to the turkey noodle soup way more.
I think I would too.
Now, the important thing to note here, Mom, if you're listening, um, it's a ton of work. Like the actual cooking down the carcass isn't, but like pulling the the turkey off it, like that is a lot of work. It is not lost on me. Um, but man, like there's nothing better than like 2 weeks later pulling out a frozen Ziploc container of turkey noodle soup and heating it up with some butter and hot sauce. Ooh,
Mm,
it's like Mom's still in the room with you.
that sounds really good.
So, but yeah, it's like chicken noodle soup, but just turkey instead. Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Love it.
And then, I mean, it's same idea, Colin. Right? If you have a ham and you boil down the ham bone
Yeah.
and you make split pea soup, same idea.
Yeah.
Or split pea or ham and peas. I don't know, one of those soups.
Yeah. Good stuff.
I don't know much
Nice.
about soups. I like chilies and stews. Anyway, can I start us off? I'm going to start us off.
Go ahead.
I think there's a conspiracy theory in the MLB right now. Because how the hell did the Rays get this schedule to start the season? Like, no freaking wonder they're not losing. Look at who they're playing. They're playing the Reds. They're playing the Reds right now.
Yeah.
They've played the Red Sox. They've played the A's. They've played the Nationals. They've played the Tigers. All expected to lose or be at the bottom of the division. The only team that they've played so far that's good is the Blue Jays, and the Blue Jays took 2 or 3 from them. So, like, yeah. I say conspiracy theory. They want the story of Aaron Judge and the Yankees chasing them down all year.
Well, Matt, hang on to the thought because we teased this last week, and I think we really do need to talk about this. Relegation, tanking, and everything, because I think it plays into everything that we're talking about. Let me get through a couple quick hitters because it's been a while since we've had like a regular episode where I'm not dying of COVID. And,
that's great.
Yeah.
Glad you're feeling better.
Yeah, as I'm joking here. So not 100% better, but getting there. Okay, really quick hitters. Shout out to Austin, friend of the podcast, Austin, who I met on Saturday. We went to the NC State, Florida State baseball game with my brothers. He's a listener of the podcast. He said, "Don't test me on anything about the podcast" when he got into the car, and I was like, "Dude, most of the time we hop on, we have no idea what we're going to talk about anyway." So, cool to meet a fan of the show. Ethan, I have a question for you.
Uh-huh.
And this is specifically for Ethan because, Matt, I don't think I've done anything where I can actually ask you this question yet. And yet is the key word. I'm working on something. But Ethan, is there something? Can you think of anything in life? This is a tease. You're not going to actually get the answer today. But is there anything in life that could make you completely jealous of me?
But I'm not going to answer today.
Well, I'm not going to give you the answer as to what I think is going to make you jealous.
What would make me jealous of you? Um, so am I supposed to give like my off the cuff thoughts on this?
Well, what could make you jealous of me? Is there anything that comes to mind?
Um, that's an interesting question. Well, no, because if you had asked me this like 15 years ago, I would have had like a certain answer probably like, oh, if you become a professional baseball player, I'd be pretty jealous of that or something. But like priorities are different when you're 33 versus when you're 18.
Well, I'm
Um,
34.
you're 34, true. Yeah, you're fucking old. Um, um, nothing huge comes to mind. I mean, if anything, jealousy. I mean, jealousy isn't the right word, but like what I am sort of what I admire about your life and what I would potentially be envious of, I suppose, is a happy and fulfilling home and family life, right? Like a great partner, and you guys have a great marriage, great children, and you guys like parent together well, and you have, like all of that kind of stuff like that. If anything, it would be that. Although I don't even know if I want kids, right? So it's different, but um, that's the thing that comes to mind. I don't know what angle you were coming at it from, but
Well, so yeah, I had a completely different angle. 'Cause I was like, you said, what could make Ethan jealous?
Mm-hmm.
And what could make Ethan jealous? Say, like your uncle was John Hartford.
oh
That would
sure,
make Ethan jealous, right?
okay,
That's something like
yeah,
that.
or
You
if like
said could, so I was really thinking hypotheticals. John
oh
Hartford
okay.
is a banjo player, right? That
Well,
Ethan
he also
likes.
played guitar and fiddle, and then he wrote songs and he sang and he danced.
So he's a banjo player.
Actually, that's a good point. So, okay, if we go in that direction, what would make me jealous would be if Colin had some random connection that allowed him to like have a meet and greet with Trampled by Turtles and like have like real conversations with them and like take a picture with them
I
or
was just saying,
something.
like, yeah, like
That would do it.
tonight we're gonna invite up on stage whoever's in row 25, seat E, and it's Colin sitting
Yeah,
right next to you, and like Colin's
yeah.
like, oh my god, and he goes up on stage and Red Rocks. Like I could see
hmm
you just sitting there, like
Oh,
first he's not like that big clap, and then you'd like want to kill him.
oh yeah. No, I would lose my mind. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's like my worst nightmare. That's horrible.
Okay. Well, this went into a much different direction than I thought it was going to. So
sorry, that's my
I am
fault.
no. It's I think it's good. And Ethan, if you want to turn your camera on, just so we can like see your potential reaction if your video is working. Um,
I mean, we'll see how long it lasts here.
so I'm spilling the beans. People are gonna hear this
Oh
before.
no, Joe Paz. Something with Joe Paz.
No,
Oh, all
no,
right.
no. Still not friends with Joe Paz yet.
Okay, all right.
Working on it. No. So, you guys know that when we first started the podcast, I connected with Trampled by Turtles, their band manager, and we had some conversations. During my paternity leave, I was bored, and I just was like, "Hey, I want to do some more podcasting, like for my personal podcast." And so I sent a message out to Christian Roro, who's the band manager for Trampled, and I was like, "Hey, is the band interested in like being interviewed?" And then I was also like, I just thought like maybe you'd want to be interviewed too. It would be cool to interview a band manager. Randomly got back to me like a week and a half ago, and was like, "Hey, I got some free time. Like, if you still want to hear a band manager, ramble on, uh, let's set it up." And so,
Holy
uh,
fuck.
so last week, Christian and I we recorded a podcast. It's fully edited now and it's releasing on Friday. Um, very very cool. Very interesting conversation. Really, really cool, down to earth dude. Just can't say enough good things about it. Definitely go to my personal podcast, Sir Nig. Check it out on Friday. If you're not already subscribed, go check it out. He's with the band this week. They're doing something short before they go on tour again, and he's going to talk to them about coming on this podcast, the band coming to hang out with us.
I mean,
on this podcast. And I talked to him about Red Rocks and told him that we're coming out and everything. I have his digits. We are now connected. I'm not guaranteeing that anything's gonna happen while we're there, but I'm just saying like something might happen. while we're in Red Rocks.
Ethan, if
Matthew,
if your boner lasts more than 4 hours, then make sure you call the doctor.
Well, this is hilarious because Colin now has a connection with their manager and has their number, and then my uncle, who will also be with us, he knows their agent. So, and that was how we went and we stood backstage a couple years ago. Matt, that was the year before you came, but we went and me and Jeremy and my uncle went and stood backstage for one of their songs at the 2019 show, and so that's hilarious. That's just insane. I can't believe it that like both of you now have this like connection to the band. That's fucking crazy. I'm super excited to with you.
Did we lose him?
Totally lost his audio.
Yeah, your audio just appeared. You said totally, and then we just didn't hear any more of you. Okay, camera off.
Okay, can you hear me? Can you hear me now?
Try it again. Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you hear me now? Yes. Hello.
Yep.
Timing.
Yes.
Hello. Yes.
Yep.
Oh, now we're back.
Yep.
Good.
Okay. I'm well, I don't know. I don't remember what I said after totally. I think it's amazing. I'm really excited to listen to the interview. What I'm kind of blown away by, and this goes for Joe Paz as well. And Colin, this is credit to you for just, I guess, reaching out to these people and just seeing what happens. But like, how the fuck were either of them willing to do this? How was Joe Paz willing to come on and spend a half an hour with us? How was Trampled is pretty big now. How was Trampled's manager willing to just go on your like? No offense to you or anything, but like he doesn't know you from a hole in the wall or whatever, right? Like what? He went on your podcast and presumably hung out and chatted with you for how long? I mean, half an hour, more, 20?
Yep, half hour, 45 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, holy shit! Like I'm blown away that these people are just like willing to do that. It's amazing.
I think I didn't get this part recorded because this was afterward, but my favorite part was Christian said to me, he's like, "Man, you asked some really good questions." I was like,
"Yeah,
I do this for like a living." So.
Yeah, right. I mean, you've been doing this. You've been doing it for a long time now.
Yeah.
Well, not just
even with us,
but yeah. I mean, the
interviewing.
Oh, interviewing,
life,
right?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, that's amazing.
Yeah.
I'm pumped.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if anything's gonna happen when we're in Red Rocks, but it would be so.
Oh, that I wouldn't count on.
It would be so cool to have them on the podcast and just get to hang out with them and everything, because that's why he was like, do you still want to maybe talk to the band because they're gonna have a little bit of time before things heat up during the summer, and I was like, I mean, yeah, but it would be a lot better if it was with Matt and Ethan on that podcast. And he's like, all right, let me see what's going on and figure it out. But
I don't know what would happen. I might burst into tears and then burst into flames, and then I would be gone forever. If that happened.
I mean, was I successful in making you jealous?
Yeah, that does the trick. Yeah, that works. But in a happy way. It's a happy jealousy. Yeah. That's okay. Really. I mean, yeah, I think it's incredible.
Okay.
All right. I'm sorry. I kind of I moved it in that direction because that's all I could think of. That.
No, I mean that like I said, I just didn't expect anyone to almost like say verbatim what was gonna happen, and there
Yeah,
is
did
Matt.
not occur to me at all. Yeah, nice, Matt. The valid dick.
All right, one more quick thing, and then we're gonna go back to Matt, and we're gonna talk about this because it's been pissing me off, and I'm ready to talk about it. We have a mailbag question from cousin Greg, and this is pretty timely because Otani and the Angels are in the Bronx, and Mr. Otani is actually walking to the plate right now at 9:22 p.m. Eastern.
Ooh.
With the Wandy Peralta on the mound and one on, one out, I believe, and the Yankees up by 1 in the 7th. So we'll see what happens. But the mailbag
2
question,
outs.
not quite the same scenario, but similar. Bottom of the 9th with a chance to win the game for your team. Who you taking? Otani the pitcher, Otani the hitter?
Otani the pitcher.
David Ortiz.
Otani the pitcher.
Yeah. I'd say Otani the pitcher.
I'd have to look up the numbers right now. And it's hard to say because he is truly elite at both. But I'm pretty sure that last year, and in general, trending across his like the recent years of his career, I think that he has generally been a slightly more elite pitcher than hitter. Like when you compare him against the rest of the league, I'd have to look up the numbers though to confirm. That's just my gut.
Yeah, so it all depends. It depends on like who, right? Is it against the Yankees? Because if it's against the Yankees, Otani the pitcher is garbage. But if it's against the Yankees, Otani the hitter, even though he only hits like 200.
653, yeah.
Yeah, but did you hear he's 8 of those 13 hits are home runs? So
Yeah.
fuck, like just last night when I saw the Angels were up in the first, and I was like, just thinking to myself before I even opened the box, like Otani had a home run, like Otani had fucking shit he did.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
And he closed out the WBC, right? He struck out Trouty.
Yep.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
So he has
That was an
experience
epic moment.
as a closer.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Kyle, what's your answer?
I think you guys have convinced me to take him as a pitcher.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you got to.
Yeah.
I mean, it's hard. Well, let's see
Yeah.
what he does right now. 2-2, 2 outs, 2 on. Oh, and
there's 2 on.
Peralta
Yeah.
stepped off the mound.
Yeah.
I just also the other thing is like basic math is always on the pitcher's side in baseball.
Yeah.
True.
You know.
True.
Yeah. Which is a weird. Struck him out. Nice job,
Woo!
Wandy.
Let's go, baby.
Which is maybe a weird thought to have, but like something like this where it's so close, that's you can use that as a tiebreaker, right? Like even the most elite hitters are only going to be
Only the most elite hitters are what?
are getting on base 40% of the time, and they're the best.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I think we're uniform. I think pitcher, cousin Greg. That's it. Okay, Matt. Let's go back to your topic. Do I think there's a conspiracy? No, not for the Rays. Come on, that's garbage. Do I think there is a serious problem, not just in Major League Baseball, but in American professional sports when it comes to tanking and when it comes to teams not fully investing? Yes, I think there's a huge problem. And the reason I wanted to talk about this is I saw a very respected writer, someone who I've followed for a long time, David Aldridge. You guys probably remember him from his ESPN days. There was, I don't know if you guys saw this because you're not as big in the NBA, but the Dallas Mavericks very blatantly lost a game about a week ago, 2 weeks ago, whatever it was, in an effort to essentially tank. And David, wrote in his tweet that it would be dangerous for the NBA to investigate the Mavericks because then it would open up this Pandora box.
Pandora's box.
Of other teams that tank. And that aggravated me because we see this especially in America, we see this in society all the time, whether it's the former president of the United States or it's CEOs in power, whoever it is, we often see them get away with not literal murder, but using that phrase because it seems like people want they don't want to go through the mess of holding people accountable, and they're okay with the flip side of everything, whether that be somebody breaking the law, whether that be a team tanking, whatever it is. And the NBA did investigate the Mavericks and they did find them. They
Quite a bit,
probably,
right? 400, 500,000.
I think it was like 750,000.
Yeah.
Isn't that
Which,
nothing to an NBA team,
right,
though?
right. Again,
It's nothing to
it's
Mark Cuban.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Chump change means nothing, and it was probably the lowest. It was probably like a Ray Rice level investigation where they just like quickly looked at things and were like, okay, it's very blatantly obvious that you tanked. We need to do something, but we're not going to look any deeper into this because we don't want to get into the messiness of the entire league and what happens. And this has really been a problem in baseball for a long time, and we've talked about it on this podcast where we've had the Dodgers last year, even the Astros last year, and the Giants the year before that, and the Red Sox in 2018. So many historical seasons of more than 100 and what's that number, Ethan? Like more than 104, 105 wins.
Yeah, it's right around
Whatever
there
it
where the
is.
line is. Yep.
And
Uh-huh.
it's happened so often recently, and a lot of that has to do with the unbalanced schedules, which that part has been fixed. Now there's a balanced schedule, but the larger reason for it is the teams in Major League Baseball and the teams in North America in general, that there's no accountability because there's no repercussion
Yep.
for tanking. You actually get
Well,
rewarded.
yeah. So if anything,
Yep.
the Athletics piss me off the most right now.
Yeah.
And the owner is going to get rewarded by moving his state, like he's moving his franchise to wherever he wants to, because he's
Yeah, it's like a real Major League scenario.
Yeah,
The movie Major League.
Like when you hear that a core group of Athletics former season ticket holders are going to hold a pack the park night
Right,
because
yes.
they want to show in June against the Rays, because they want on a Tuesday or whatever, because they want to show everyone that it's not us, we want to support the team, but with with a stadium that's got stray cats and possums in the visiting broadcast booth, with absolutely no upgrades to the fan experience and no investment in the. I mean, the Mets have spent as much as the Oakland Athletics and the next 4 teams in payroll combined.
Yeah.
So this guy's doing nothing to put a good product on the team. He's collecting revenue sharing from the rest of the league. He wants to move his franchise out of town, despite what actually looked like a fairly decent proposal from the city of Oakland for that beautiful green sloping beautiful lawn stadium down at the harbor terminal, that he picked just some random infrastructure problem that he had with the plan and said, I don't want to do it. Like, I wish there was a way to say, like, you no longer get to be an owner. But because it's a circle of white men, or mostly white men, right? Like the owner's got what, or the NFL's got what, one guy from the Middle East, and one lady owner, but they're all buds and they're all in the same rich dude club.
Yeah.
So
they're gonna look out for each other.
Well, and that's the part, I guess, that it's not even confusing to me. It's just more angering than anything else. It's like, okay, at the level of what Trump has done and what former presidents before him have done, and CEOs outside of sports, when you just think about sports and you think about holding teams accountable for putting the best product out on the field every single year, isn't it just basic math that you have a better product as a league?
Yeah.
Like, isn't it as simple as that? And it doesn't that and that's the part that's angering, is because like the owners of the league will be like, well, they think they're pocketing a bunch of money, and they are. They're obviously swindling people like us. But think about how much more money they would make if their team was just fucking good.
Yeah.
Like,
Yep.
it makes
you've seen that with John Henry this year, right? The Red Sox have one of the lowest payrolls ever. He's going to make a boatload of money.
Yeah.
But they're also seeing it like in their attendance is some of the worst it's ever been in Boston, and that's only a 35,000 seat stadium.
Yeah,
and that's also one of
there.
one of the richest histories in the fucking sport, and
Yep.
and one of the most passionate fan bases. I mean, that's just like, I don't know. To me, that's like unforgivable. But
So it's frustrating, right? Because like my juvenile response to everyone who said like, "Oh, the Yankees buy championships," like, well, I'm glad at least they're spending the money on the field.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
but also
yeah,
that's not true. That's not true. It hasn't succeeded. Like,
Well,
I hate that fucking line.
and it has succeeded in 14
true.
years, but
yeah, it is true. It's not a blanket statement, but it is true.
yeah.
Yeah,
They won one championship when they started spending like way more money than other people. That's it.
they still outspend because this has been an issue with, I mean, Major League Baseball and probably sports in general for forever. Like, the reason the most recent strike happened in '94 was because there were actual teams in the red. Like, that doesn't happen anymore.
Yeah.
But there were teams in the red in the early '90s, and the Yankees weren't spending like they were in the early 2000s yet, but they were outspending. And there's a reason they built that depth, up for the dynasty run. And then the one that you were talking about, Ethan, the 2009 championship, that one's pretty obvious. But I'm with Matt. I don't give a shit. Like, that's a good thing. Like, and to your point, Ethan, like, I don't know how it works to, where it overseas, with soccer and relegation, that obviously doesn't work with the way things are set up here, but it does seem like there needs to be something done, because it's ridiculous, to what Matt was saying, that the Rays have gone through this schedule, and it's only 1 month, and again, they're gonna have their ups and downs throughout the year and everything, but it's just so pathetic to turn on a game and know that they're playing the Athletics or they're playing the Reds and be like, this is not competitive. These are fucking professionals. Yeah. This is not competitive at all. It's bullshit.
Unfortunately, the major leagues are probably the best example of why that will never happen, and it's because of their congressional approved monopoly that there will never be another professional league that has the resources or clout to compete with the major leagues.
Yeah.
So you see, right? Like there's independent leagues all over the place, but like,
right,
even those are like gobbled up by the MLB to test new rules, like only disengaging once, or what? Do you guys see that proposal? Right, that they're testing 3 new proposals in the Atlantic League this year.
Yeah,
pitchers can only disengage once. There's going to be a permanent designated runner, and then the double hook rule for DHs and pitchers.
Yeah, the Ohtani rule.
The Ohtani rule, yeah. So right, there's never going to be a competing league that, like, at least give the soccer, the budding soccer popularity in this country credit, right? At least there was enough popularity with MLS, and then like minor leagues like the UFL, which United Football League, which is like essentially a B league, that like, they can swap teams, right? And no one's ever gone down, but as teams got more popular in the UFL, the MLS would take them. Cincinnati is a great example, right? MLS saw that Cincinnati was selling out a 25,000 seat stadium regularly for a B league soccer team, and they went, "Oh, that's probably pretty good. We should get them in the league." And at least there is a prominent second tier league that is supported by teams in the MLS. A number of teams in the UFL are B teams for MLS teams. Not complete, though. It's not fully dominated by the MLS. It still exists and has a good following across the country. And that's where you get that potential for relegation, right? It just happens to be that the MLS is in expansion mode. And instead of relegating teams, they're just absorbing popular teams out of the UFL.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
it's I don't know. I mean, because I never followed soccer or knew anything about it, so I didn't even know about like relegation and promotion. And then the reason I had brought this up right a few months ago on the pod um, was from Ted Lasso, which I think I mentioned at the time.
Hmm.
And it just seems like such a no-brainer to me. And obviously, like there are all these obstacles, like Matt just like that, like Matt just said, and I get that, I understand that. Um, it just seems like such a tragedy to me. Like it's just the fan bases are just getting fucked, right? Like we could this whole the whole system of relegation and promotion. It seems so good. It seems so fun. And like every team has reason to try to be competitive every year.
Yeah.
Tanking no longer becomes a thing. How is that not just better all around? The fan bases are just going to be happier. They're going to be more engaged. I would imagine that the athletes would be happier. Like, do we really think that these people in the MLB and the NBA and whatever are enjoying tanking? Like, these people are insanely competitive and driven. That's how they got to that fucking level in the first place. Like, those Mavs guys that sat that game. Do you think they were happy about that? Like, no fucking chance. Are the Athletics
Ethan,
happy?
Ethan, you're highlighting the difference between like Kobe Bryant and James Harden.
Yo, you're saying James Harden is fine with it then?
Yes.
No,
Yes, I am. Kobe Bryant hates losing. He, like Michael Jordan, hates losing. James Harden, nah. Like,
I don't
you
know.
know,
Maybe.
get me a couple snacks, I'll chill.
I don't know. Maybe, but I don't know. It seems to me like maybe there's not as much of that as we are led to believe. Like there are certain narratives I think about all of these sports about, this person wants to win more than this person and blah 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 blah. But like at the end of the day, all of these people, when they talk about like their best moments in the sport or what drives them the most, it's always about like a championship for the team. It's not about like, oh, I want to win 3 MVPs. It's about like I want to win the fucking championship. So
Yeah.
I'm not saying that there aren't days or months or even longer where it's maybe where the people aren't feeling the drive quite as strong, and I'm not saying that everybody feels it to a Kobe and MJ level, but I still have trouble believing that these people are in general just fine with the tanking. I mean, sure, I'm sure there are exceptions, but I don't know. It's
Well,
and maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there are a lot of people who are cool with it, and if that's the case, then that's just really depressing.
Well, not highlighting a tanking argument, but you also just highlighted a Aaron Rodgers argument, right? He always talks about how he likes playing at an elite level and can win MVPs, but he hardly ever talks about the team winning a Super Bowl. So,
Oh,
ugh,
funny. Okay, so all right,
yeah.
so there are exceptions. There are exceptions then.
see, but
I
I don't even think that plays into to tanking. Like I'd be okay with. Well, okay, so it's like, do you want Willie Mays Hayes on your team or do you want Willie Mays on your team? And do you want Willie Mays Hayes trying to win an MVP or do you want Willie Mays trying to win an MVP? It's like that ultimately the level of play of each individual on a team is what brings you a championship. So, whether or not somebody is like the quote unquote quintessential team player that just talks about winning a championship, it's like, do you want the scrub out in the field like the Athletics have for 24 out of their 26 players? Or do you want, like at least replacement level players on the field who have a shot at getting better, and everything like that part for me is, I think, like the bigger issue is it's just like there's no care for who the Athletics, for example, are putting out onto the field, and they think people are just going to show up and buy tickets and you know give money to the regional sports network or whatever the fuck ways that they make money. Like owners really think that people will just spend money because it's a Major League Baseball team, and I don't know.
it's terrible. And also, just to stick with the athletics example too, one other thing I thought about is like, I mean, Billy Bean is being kind of wasted. Like one of the great baseball executives, probably one of the great executives in sports in general. like probably in history. Or maybe at this point he's gotten his reputation has gotten a little overblown. I don't know, but I think it's totally fair to say that he is one of the best, and I feel like he's kind of being wasted. And it is into what you were just saying, Colin. Like I hope that athletics fans say like, fuck this. I'm not going to watch. I'm not going to go. I mean, these people need to be punished somehow. It's an insult. It's an insult to the fans,
Yeah.
and to me, it's unconscionable.
Just love the Athletics. 3 of their starting 5 are Yankees prospects.
Oh, really?
Caprellian, J.P. Sears, and Ken Waldachuk.
I wonder if they'll do anything this year.
Also, by the way, Carlos Rodon had a setback today.
I saw something about that. And also G is going to be out for like 6 weeks with his fucking hamstring. Oh, that reminds me. Okay, so obviously we've talked about this and we know it's horrible. G gets hurt all the time. It doesn't make sense, right? He is like a Greek god of a human being. You look at him, right? He's like the most ridiculous specimen, right? 6'5", like 250, he looks like he could do anything, right? But he's hurt all the goddamn time. Colin, you would have seen this, I think, already. Joe Paz wrote about it. Matt, I don't think you would have seen it. But apparently, like the day after G went on the DL, or maybe like the first day that he did, on the radio broadcast, John Sterling apparently said something along the lines of, maybe his muscles are too taut. I don't know. I'm not a doctor. That's like the actual quote. And I'm just like, I was dying. I'm like, holy fuck. Like he just doesn't give any shits anymore. I mean, what kind of thing is that to say as like the play-by-play guy? Like maybe his muscles are too taut. I don't know. I'm not a doctor. Like I can't even imagine like saying that on like an important broadcast. It's just, I mean, it's so hilarious. But blew me away.
Yeah, it's crazy that he always gets hurt. They were talking about this on one of the other baseball podcasts I listen to. It seems like he always gets hurt on the bases. They always worry about him getting hurt in the outfield, and
Yeah.
he never seems to get hurt out there. I mean, I'm sure it's all connected, right? But yeah, just super unfortunate. And
does he just not work out or what? Like, is he just not doing the conditioning he's supposed to be doing? How does somebody who could be like an NFL tight end get hurt this much?
I mean, I think it's pretty common. I think the fact that even G has stayed probably healthier than most people his size in Major League Baseball history.
You think it's like more of a day-to-day thing then? Because like, I don't know, how often are NFL players like how often did like Gronkowski miss like a significant number of games every season?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, remember they have, that's the beauty of the NFL. They have a 7-day recovery period.
Well, but they're still practicing and stuff during the week, aren't they?
Yeah,
I know
but
it's less intense.
CBA rules limit the amount that you can hit these days, and
and you get veterans days off, and I mean, basically they don't even practice until Wednesdays.
Okay, so you guys are saying that with baseball, you think it's more of the day-to-day grind that is the primary cause of this?
I would guess
because the
or
sport
he's not stretching.
Yeah, because the sport itself. Well, that's what I'm wondering. Because the sport itself, like, let's not kid ourselves. Like, the sport itself is not nearly as demanding as like any of the other major sports. At least not as much as like football, basketball, or hockey, anyways. Right. So,
yeah. I mean, there's still something to be said about wearing those metal cleats and that hard, ground every single day. It's not as bad as probably, running up and down a basketball court, but it can't be easy on your body.
Right. What's the deal with Rodon? What's his setback? How long did they say?
Back tightness.
Getting an MRI.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Cash just has the worst luck with pitchers, whether it's trades or free agent signings, even the ones that look like fucking genius moves.
Well, let me ask you guys a question since you brought this up. Okay, think about just the Yankees off-season spending. Rondon, even includes Montas last year with the trade, retaining Judge, bringing up Volpe. I don't know. Maybe there was one other.
Re-signing IKF to a $6 million deal.
There we go.
Do you think that the Yankees went bargain hunting over the offseason?
Not between Judge and Rodon. I mean, I think just them on their own means no.
What about you, Matt?
I think they have the means to spend well beyond the salary cap, and they chose not to.
All right.
But did they go bargain hunting?
I think they have the means to spend well beyond the salary cap, and they chose not to.
Oh my god.
Well, so this is an accountability, I guess, portion of the podcast. I'm so fucking sick and tired. And it happens mostly in New York, but I'm sure it happens across the sports landscape. It happens in politics all the time. It happens anywhere where there's clickbait. I cannot stand when New York writers say that the Yankees are stale as an organization, and that and we've already talked about that before and how bullshit that is because of what Rizzo said and all that type of stuff. But then I saw a headline that said, the Yankees are in the position they are right now because they went bargain hunting, and I'm like, no, they didn't.
Yeah, that's so dumb.
It's not factual whatsoever.
No.
Yes, are they having some bad luck with injuries? Of course. But you look across the league, there's a lot of teams having some fucking problems, including the Dodgers, which also this is maybe a topic for another day. Very quietly, the Dodgers have started spending less money, like I said on this podcast almost 2 years ago, because they are very quietly getting to the point where they're like, wow, we are repeat offenders of this luxury tax, and it's not worth it.
Oh no, I think
everyone was like, "Oh my god, the Dodgers, they spend all this money, blah 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 and everything. All the fucking talent they just let walk away, Trey Turner, blah 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 and everything."
Well, okay, Turner's like 38. Okay.
No, you're thinking of a different
Right,
Turner.
Justin Turner.
Yeah, Justin Turner is not that good. Trey Turner is really fucking good and is 29. Yeah. He's right in the middle of his prime. Hey, there we go. Yep, single, because game's tied up now, so that's a big one.
Yeah, Gio Urshela, by the way.
Yeah.
I was hoping I was looking at his WAR versus IKF and Donaldson's, and while the IKF plus Donaldson is greater, I do miss Gio. But no, I don't think it's worth it, Colin. I think they're saving money for the Ohtani sweepstakes.
That could be.
That might be true.
And if that's the case, then cool.
Yeah, but regardless, the fact that somebody fucking said that the Yankees are bargain hunters.
That's so dumb.
I mean, they shouldn't have re-signed IKF.
Why? They need the depth.
You've got Cabrera.
DJ's already been hurt. Cabrera's not that good.
New York
play multiple infield positions. You've got DJ who can play multiple infield positions.
He's already been hurt.
You've got Oswaldo who can play multiple infield positions.
I'm telling you, IKF, just like Hicks, they're just insurance players. And you need Yankees, that's why you have a roster of 26 people.
According to, I don't know if this website is the best or not, but Spot Rack, it looks like.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, the Yankees have the second highest payroll in the league at $279 million. They're not fucking bargain hunters. New York media people are just stupid and inflammatory a lot of the time. I mean, I see those kind of articles. They show up in my feed all the time, especially from like NewJersey.com, NJ.com. I feel like a lot from there. But all these websites, and also the Yankee blogs, by the way, a lot of these like popular Yankee blogs do the same fucking shit. And I get it. It gets clicks and it gets like fired up people to just go and be like blah 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 and complain because that's what they want to do. It's just like it's the written version of Mike and the Mad Dog, their callers and everything like that. Like
right.
I get it. I understand that all of these people exist and everything like that. But no, I agree with you 100%. I think it's so dumb, and to level that accusation against the Yankees, it does not stand up to even the most basic level, the most simple level of scrutiny. Like literally what I just did, looking at their payroll rank for this year. I mean, you can say like, oh, they could have signed more people this year or whatever, blah 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 blah. Fine. They still have a $279 million payroll. It's still the second highest payroll in the game. Like they are not bargain hunters. That's just so dumb.
Yeah. I mean, bargain hunting to me is what the Athletics do, right?
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
That's
All of those
that's
teams, yes.
yeah, not necessarily how bad they are this year, but just in general in this Moneyball era, like that's bargain hunting.
Yeah, teams
What
like that whose owners refuse to spend money, yeah, that they have to. They have to be bargain hunters.
yeah.
Yeah.
So and Rizzo was retained. Like, I
Rizzo
mean,
too,
come on,
that's right.
it's just so fucking stupid.
Yeah.
And I just want people to hold the media more accountable for the things that they say and for the things that they write about. Like, it's just bullshit. It's not the same as, I get it, as like politics, but it's because of things like that people get away with just saying whatever they want, and then people believe it. I mean, there are people out here who think the Yankees are bargain hunters because they saw that fucking headline, and like it doesn't mean anything in the grand scheme of things. But it's like, come on, just be accurate.
I know.
Like, just say that you're upset that they didn't get, I don't know, fucking Trey Turner or someone, or Justin Verlander, but don't say that they bargain hunt you,
Yeah,
because
like,
they retained the former the former MVP, the reigning MVP, who just missed hitting another
yeah,
home run.
just missed it. Yeah.
Like, when you retain the reigning MVP, you are not bargain hunting.
Yeah, especially at a $40 million annual value contract. I mean, come on. Yeah.
God.
Stupid.
Yeah. Well,
Matt?
boys,
Matt's got a face.
I just was trying to think of like all the Franchi Cordero type signings, and if I could come up with an argument for that. But
Well, you know what they say, Matt. You can bet the Ranchi on Franchi. So
but I mean, even that, you have to fill out a roster somehow.
I was trying to think of something stupid, like you don't build houses without a carpenter or something. For like Matt Carpenter or something.
I like that. That's good. I actually wonder what Sterling's call was for him. Yeah.
Carpenter nails it.
Oh, is that what it was?
Carpenter
Oh,
nails it,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
What was the Volpe one? I heard it, but I didn't actually catch what he said. I listened to it, but it was like not clear to me. Do you guys remember?
I don't remember off the top.
What does the fox say?
No, it wasn't that. I'm gonna have to look it up again. I can't remember.
Sterling wouldn't get that reference, but
No.
God, I hate that song.
Yeah, they're Scandinavian. It's okay.
Matt, I'm surprised that you have a knowledge of anything so modern, considering that you still value batting average. So,
I mean, it's a core component of OPS.
it is unnecessary, completely unnecessary.
Core component.
All you need on base percentage and slugging percentage. You don't need batting average. It's useless. It's fucking useless.
And that logic signs you someone like Joey Gallo.
Okay, and Joey Gallo happens to be somebody who chokes in New York. That was just bad luck. That's not to say that he is a bad player overall.
Maybe if he had a higher batting average, he would have been better in New York City. I'm just saying.
If he had a better OPS, he would have been better in New York City.
And a higher batting average would have given him a higher OPS.
That's true, but he could have had a higher OPS. He could have had a higher OPS without a higher batting average.
We need to spare our fans.
Never. We're gonna debate about this forever, every episode for the rest of time. So that's just the way it is. Anyways.
Can you guys give me a title for this episode before we go?
You can bet the Ranchi on French.
Or what makes Ethan jealous? Technical issues.
Ethan can be heard but not seen.
Yeah.
What goes into a Moroccan stew?
What goes into Moroccan stew?
I'm chock full of them right now.
You are chock full of them. And I don't actually know. That was just the way my friend described it. He said that it was like a Moroccan stew kind of thing. So listeners, if what I described sounds nothing like something that you know of, if you actually know Moroccan cuisine and what I described does not sound anything like it, just keep it to yourself. It's fine. Okay, we don't care.
No, I want to hear it. I want to hear it.
It's unnecessary pedantry, okay? And I'm the king of pedantry, but I'm just saying in this case it's unnecessary because I don't actually fucking know. It's just an easy shorthand.
Okay, then here, let's test this unnecessary pedantry here. So I'm looking forward to the day that we have bluegrass band Trampled by Turtles on our show in the future.
Okay, that is necessary pedantry, you motherfucker. Okay, there is a line, and yes, that is over the line in terms
I
of where
know.
the
I
pedantry is.
purposely crossed that line.
The pedantry is necessary there, no doubt. Yep.
Love
Unbelievable, unfucking believable.
Also, shout out to a friend of the podcast who we need to have on if you're listening, Lorraine Pascarella. Right, that's her new name. That's her new name, right? Okay, good. I'm trying to do
Yeah,
off
that'd be
top
awesome.
of the head.
Yeah.
You know, she was sending beer recommendations the other day, but she then tasted it and said, "Don't drink it." But a rainbow cookie stout it had me captivated, and then she said it was 1 out of 10. Stick to the actual cookies. So anyway, shout out to Lorraine. I still want to try it just because it's me.
Did you look it up on Untapped? I'm very curious.
Yes, I did.
What was it?
It was middle of the road.
Middle of the road. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Funny.
Cool. Ethan, any shout outs for you?
No, I don't think so. Not off the top of my head.
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't expect any with
Yeah.
the way that you respond to that every week.
Yeah, I just yeah, whatever,
Shout out to Jeremy Ertz. Continue to book kick-ass bands up in Burlington, Vermont.
There you go. That's very nice.
Brother Jeremy.
Yeah.
All right, boys. We are.
Yay.